The Night's Watch was in really bad shape when we joined the story in Game of Thrones. But as we know, it has been here for over 8,000 years. So that raises a question. How were the brothers of the Night's Watch treated long before Aegon the Conqueror united the Seven Kingdoms? Back then, long before Aegon's conquest, Westeros was divided into separate, independent kingdoms, and serving in the Night's Watch was seen as both an honor and, at times, a punishment. For instance, Queen Nymeria of Dorne is said to have sent several failed petty kings to the Wall. But even so, life at the Wall wasn't the grim, hopeless existence we see when Jon Snow arrives at Castle Black. The Night's Watch had purpose, it had pride, it had power. It had been around for over 8,000 years, and originally it was a priority. The entire reason the Wall was built was to protect the realms of men from the others, an ancient enemy that had already brought the world to the brink of extinction once before. They weren't defeated, just pushed back, and the Wall was built to make sure they never returned. And because of that threat, the Night's Watch was respected. It was funded. It had thousands of men, not a few dozen. It was fully staffed. Dozens of castles along the Wall were active and manned. They had weapons, dragonglass, steel, provisions, even maesters and builders. The kingdoms understood. The Night's Watch wasn't just some border patrol. It was the last line of defense for all of humanity. If you decided to join, it was seen as a noble, honorable thing. You were defending the world. And many came from great houses, usually second or third sons who wouldn't inherit but still wanted to serve. It was part of the northern mentality. If you had no land, no future in your house, you gave your life to the Wall. It wasn't shame, it was duty. It was respectable. At Castle Black, there's a place called the Shield Hall. It's empty now, but in the old days, it was a grand dining hall where Knights of the Watch would meet. When they joined, they would hand over their family shields and receive a black one, the Shield of the Watch. Their house shield would be hung on the walls of the Shield Hall for the duration of their service. Only when they died would their shield be taken down and buried with them. It symbolized that the Night's Watch wasn't about who you were, but what you became. But by the time we meet them in the story, centuries later, the Watch is a shell of its former self. Lord Commander Warmont says it plainly in A Storm of Swords. The Night's Watch has forgotten its true purpose, Tarly. You don't build a wall 700 feet high to keep savages in skins from stealing women. The wall was made to guard the realms of men, not against other men, which is all wildlings are. Too many years, too many centuries, we lost sight of the true enemy, and now he is here, and we don't know how to fight him. They don't have the numbers. They don't have the weapons. They don't even have the knowledge anymore. The memory of the others faded into myth. People stopped believing, stopped sending men. Recruitment dropped. Resources dried up. And the Watch, once the noble shield of the realm, became a joke, a punishment, a death sentence in the cold. Yes, some still remember the real reason for the Watch. A few honorable men still joined to serve. But to most of Westeros, the Night's Watch is no longer a noble brotherhood. It's just a cold place for criminals and unwanted men. The North is the last region that truly remembers, that still sends men with honor, that still believes in the sacred